Good morning. Hope you're doing well this morning. It is getting close to Christmas. You can see the Christmas trees behind us. Mine's really, fitting for me, but
None of us were going to point it out yet. None of us were going there.
You look so tall.
yeah, I'm dwarfing my tree, so take that. It's a good time of year. We're so excited for lots of things coming up. We'll tell you a bit about those in a few minutes, but just want to look back. And Sunday morning we talked about self-control. Probably the one fruit of the Spirit, one attribute of the fruit of the Spirit in that list of 9 that mostly we'd rather not talk about. Why is that? Why do we want to avoid self-control?
Because it's easier to indulge and say, I deserve it.
Yeah.
Well,
And it's easier to just say, that's who I am. It's easier to say sorry after the fact when you say something you shouldn't.
Well, I think so much what we need in order to exercise self-control is... sorry, my brain just totally went blank.
You obviously don't have much control of your brain.
It decided to say, you know what, let's say no. My brain went, let's just say no to this conversation.
Yeah.
No, I think it's delayed gratification. That's the phrase I was looking for, right? Mm-hmm. That's hard. And I think so much when I think of self-control, it's because I'm kind of starting at the wrong spot. Because I often think, I got to say no, I got to say no, I got to say no. But there's also a side of self-control where I got to say yes. I got to say yes to going to bed on time. I've got to say yes to, doing something healthy. And if all we ever talk about is all the things we have to say no to, I think we are making it harder than it needs to be, right? We need something good to replace something unhealthy. And so I think that's part of why it is an awkward conversation, as we don't spend enough time talking about all the things we should say yes to.
And on top of that, I think that's also a misperception of how the world views Christianity and faith. That like you said, it just seems like a list of rules that don't do this, right. This is bad, this is evil. But actually to turn that on its head, but instead to say, this is actually amazing. This is a much better choice. Yeah. This is a better way to go. Let's choose that, right? That's...
Yeah.
As you're saying that, I think that's really one of the secrets to self-control is something better, right? The better reward. So an athlete will come into a table, a buffet of all goodies, and they'll say no because I'm in training for a gold medal, and that's more important to me than
Unless they're linebackers, correct? As I understand it.
Okay, every metaphor breaks down.
Most athletes, you're absolutely right. No, you're absolutely right. They'll look at it and they'll go, okay, what's going to help me achieve my goal, right? So that if you're, let's take a swimmer or something, right? You'll be, okay, what's going to feed my body in a positive way and give me the energy I need so I can compete at my best, and that's what they'll go for. And know when to stop, right? And some of us,
we need something to train for,
Right.
No, but that's just one illustration, right? But I love what you said there is a better reward. We were talking before we turned on the camera a little bit about self-control and just the struggle, and realized that the two words enkratia and enkratia that are made up that make up the enkratia, one single word, are two Greek words. In power. And then we change it to to control, but really, if you think about power, I think that's a better way to think about it, because the Spirit, if we are indwelled by the Spirit will bring to mind what a good choice that we should make. When we make that choice, He empowers us to do that. Right? So it's really in power of, right? Because in control sounds like we don't have a choice, but we do. He always works with us. So in power, we say yes to, and He empowers us to do it.
Well, and that makes me think of the verse that we used to have in the stairwell, which only it was up for like 5 years, and something like that, right? That that God's Spirit has given us, the power to do, right? Everything. Like He's given us everything we need, right? And that's all about empowerment. And yes, He's empowered us to choose, sure, but He's empowered us to say no to the wrong things, to say yes to the right things. And one of the things, as we were talking about this with youth on Monday, is that, one of the things that I think helps us say yes to God is saying yes to God. Right? And I think that's what happens as we continue to say yes to Jesus. His Spirit empowers us to say yes again and again and again. And when we look at all the examples in Scripture of people whose heart was hardened, that path usually starts by saying no to God.
Yeah.
And then we always get options, right? And at any point when that choice comes up, because I really do believe God has given us free will, but He empowers us to make the right decision. He helps us, but He's not going to force it.
Yeah.
And so when we, even if we started saying no to God and our heart's hardening, but at any point we get choice after choice, opportunity again and again to start saying yes. And at any point we start saying yes, then all of a sudden, the next time we'll come along and go, oh, I could say yes again, and we can say yes again. And we can, and so I think that's for me when we reframe it in terms of being empowered, Spirit empowered, I think that brings to life a whole lot better way of, or more helpful way of viewing self-control.
Yeah.
I think of Zechariah, where it says, not by strength or by might, but by my Spirit, says the Lord Almighty. Right? Like that sense of I really want to make that decision, but I actually can make that decision a little bit easier if I know that that God's Spirit is working ahead of me and through me and in me, and that I'm not leaving maybe a giant wake of terribleness behind me. But if I'm going in God and going with God's Spirit, then it actually kind of gives me a chance to actually take my hands off a little bit, hopefully, of the way that we often move forward and kind of push right over people too.
Yeah, the verse comes to mind, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and self-control, I think, is powered by the Spirit. When I look at something that, if I say yes to Jesus, that will mean, it could mean pain, it could be struggle. It makes me afraid.
Yeah.
And He's like, I've given you power. I'm empowering you to go through whatever you need to go through, right? And what a great way to look at it. Like, okay, I'm scared of this on my own, but it's not on my own. It's the power of the Spirit. Yeah. Well, we are just kind of scratching the surface of all the questions and thoughts around the self-empower of the Holy Spirit. But I hope that you're talking about it, thinking about it, practicing, saying yes in the power of the Spirit to the good things of God. And so if you, as always, if you have thoughts or feedback or questions, please email me or talk to me. I'd love to talk to you. I'm sure any one of us would. But these are great things to be talking about and practicing and thinking about. So looking forward, we have lots going on. So can you tell us a couple of the things that we need to know?
I can.
Did your mind blank again?
No, I totally didn't. I'm just like, sorry, in my head, I'm like, hey, remember when the teacher would ask a yes or no, or you'd ask the teacher a yes or no question? Like, yes.
Yeah.
And then you're like waiting, like, oh, you've answered my question.
Tell us about.
Yeah, no, I'd be happy
There you go.
Maybe I need another sip of coffee first. So yes, you're absolutely right. We're entering the Christmas season. We also said beforehand, like, talk about a season where you need self-control.
Yeah.
It's the pastor fattening season. Anyways, December 1st is coming up fast. And it is a wonderful night. It is the light up night where our community comes together on Brown Road, and we just kind of, it's the West Kelowna kickoff to the Christmas season as a community, and a number of different groups from the community come together on that night and run different booths, activities, things. And we're going to be there, like we've said before. It's the third year in a row where we're there with our tent, and we're going to do some crafts with kids, and we would love your help with that. We need people to be there, to help it can sound arduous. It's just simply, it's a, hey, how you doing? A friendly face. That's what we're asking for, is people who can be a friendly face, who can, get some pencil grants to some kids who are going to be coloring and creating an ornament. And if you can help us on December 1st, the whole light up night goes from 5 till 8, but 4:30 to 8:30 is the whole of the time that we'll be there. So if you can come for even a couple hours of that, that would be really beneficial. And if you can email me, call the office, see me on Sunday, love to sign you up for even a couple hours of that, and that'd be great. Then that's on the 1st, and then on the we have Gifts of Hope coming up in the middle of the month, December. I'm going to say 10th.
Yep.
10th,
Right,
yeah.
is when it starts. I think they start setting everything up. What you're going to see starting Sunday is a opportunity, a collection box, if you will, for some donations for that. Now, we want to be specific. What we're hoping to help in collecting is gifts for teens. And some of you have teens in your life, so you've got a real inside track on what that would look like. Some of you, maybe it's been a little while since you've purchased anything for a teen. Feel free to come and ask me, hey, what are teens into these days? And I'll probably give you the wrong answer. But some of our teenagers are around on Sunday morning, and I will give them a heads up that they might get stopped by people they don't know and asked, hey, what kind of things are you into? And it's an, just find a teenager, ask them the question, what should I be buying? And they'll help you with that. Or I'll help you with that. Or we can tell you too, one of the things that they really would even be beneficial for the Salvation Army to give out is like $50 gift cards. And that could be to anywhere, it doesn't have to be the mall. It can just be even Walmart or a place like that. And then they can go and find something that's perfect for them. Mm-hmm. Because it is pretty true that no two teens are alike either. Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing. Like, you might find my daughter and be like, hey, what should I buy for teenagers? She'd be like, I don't know, this or this. And you find out, oh, that's what she was into. But she's 1% of the teenagers. Mm-hmm. So it can be an overwhelming thing. But we would love to be able to, bless these families with teens who sometimes are, they can be awkward to shop for even at the best of times when you have a real close relationship with them. But even more so when you're buying for a stranger. So all that to say, we're going to collect gifts for the teenagers of West Kelowna. And if you want to be part of that, you can just bring a gift and put it in the bin. You can drop off a gift card even. If you're like, I don't feel good leaving that out, you can give it to me or any of these pastors, and we'll make sure it gets to the Salvation Army. And so that'll be starting Sunday until the 10th.
Yep. And I just want to point out one other thing, that what they really are wanting as well is help on that week, the 10th through the 17th, I think it would be. So if you can volunteer part of your day, part of a few different days, let one of us know. We'll have a sign-up sheet here, and in the email there will be a place you can go and fill out a form to let us know. And if you've done it before, Christine from Salvation Army may be giving you a call as well. So, but it's a really great opportunity to help people, families, have something to give their kids and enjoy their Christmas with.
And one of the fun ways that it starts in terms of help is just converting this room, right?
Yeah,
and it starts on the Sunday after church, and the chairs come out, the tables come in, and then eventually a truck pulls up, and it becomes this like 20-minute frenzy of unloading, I don't know, thousands of pounds of gifts, and it's like a fun way to meet the team.
It's like helping Santa move into his new house.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Just a giant truckload of toys.
Yes, with no awkward moving coaches around stairs. I don't know. I've been part of some teen moving expeditions where we, as fundraisers, and I'm like, I would not want me as a mover, but it's a fun way to kind of begin the week, shoulder to shoulder with one another, and kind of hear their passion and heart for it. And that's the part that I think keeps certainly keeps me going, but I think it keeps us saying yes to the Salvation Army, is that it's not just here's a teddy bear, but we want to share hope, and we want to share the love of Jesus, and we're doing that through these gifts. And so
Every family that comes through is given an opportunity to pray with someone, and that's one of the things you can volunteer for, and it's pretty powerful. I've been part of that and prayed with families, and it's just a really good opportunity to, like you said, rub shoulders with our community and care for our community and with other volunteers. So that's coming up. So Light Up, Gifts of Hope. Yeah. What are some other things, Kevin?
So that's a way to help families, and that's wonderful. There's another opportunity to help another family. It's not Christmas specific. This is actually just because of this particular time. So like Jeff had said on Sunday, there's a family in our church who is hosting a family from Ukraine, and they are moving into their own place, and they kind of just need a startup. And so like we said on Sunday, there's a list of items that we would like to be able to share with them. If we can find some of these items from within our church of new or used or whatever, in good condition, that we can actually just give to this family to kind of just get them into their own place, which they've established, but actually just get them up and running. And here on the screen, you'll see kind of a quick list of large scape, but what you can actually do to actually check, okay, do they need this or that or whatever? Like it'll come right down to small things. If you go to lakeviewsbaptist.com/helpafam, where you can go to this QR code, and it just gives it's going to give a list, and that list is going to be updated, as we're able to, hear from this family that's received a lot of stuff. The person to talk to and the person to connect with is Pam, and her email is here on the screen, and so you can connect with her and she'll let you know, okay, we already have one of those, or actually that's amazing, we'll take that, and they're off and running. And so it's I think they're getting into their house very soon, so if you do have some of these items, don't wait.
And the best thing to do when you contact Pam is to take a picture of whatever you're willing to donate and send it to her, because it's a family, and as families, we know that may or may not work with whatever they have. So if you could do that, that would be perfect.
Yep.
So are you overwhelmed by all that's going on yet? Because we still got more.
Oh yeah, we could go into Warriors food drive, or ladies banquet Friday.
Well, that was I was going to talk about ladies banquet. You're right. So, but you're right. Warriors banquet. Food hampers.
It's really a wonderful time.
It is. Yeah.
It's fun.
They just use our building, but it's really cool that they come and they pack hampers. The Warriors hockey team. But this Friday, tomorrow night, is the women's banquet. And we've been hearing about that for quite a while. You've gotten an invitation, hopefully. You've bought your tickets. Just remember, tomorrow it's on. This room is getting converted as we speak into the banquet hall. So we're excited. So that's tomorrow night. There was one last thing, and that was that if you haven't picked up your directory, your phone, your church directory, we have it here for you. So come and get it. See it on Sunday. We've had it out with your name on it. So it's in an envelope. You can pick up yours on Sunday or anytime through the week during office hours. And it's just really neat to be able to know who people are and how to touch base and connect with each other. So I think that's it. Anything else?
We're good.
Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you at any of all these things going on or Sunday morning, which we're excited for. So have a great rest of your week.